Winter is here, which means cuffing season. It's been going on. You are in the middle of it right now, and you could be in a relationship that is not the right fit for you because you felt so hungry for love. It's also possible that you could be in a relationship that got set up wrong because of this, but you're actually with a great person and you're very compatible. You just don't know it. And if you don't fix the challenges, you could break apart and ruin a good thing. What if I told you that this seasonal urge could actually help you to build a stronger, lasting relationship if you do it right? I'm the attachment specialist, Adam Lane Smith. I've been doing this for 15 years. I am here to help you today to build a great relationship or get out of a bad relationship. Either way, this video is for you if you have got into a new relationship and you're wondering if you're with the right partner. Let's dive in now. First, we need to talk about the neurobiology of cuffing season. What the heck is happening? Why are we behaving in such a strange way? Well, it turns out all of us are mammals. And as much as we humans want to think that we are above the animal kingdom and so much more enlightened, it's actually still the same mechanism that drives mice or wolves or any other mammal to mate up and connect during this season. The brain's response to those colder months as we seek warmth, comfort, connection, safety in numbers. Maybe connect to a mate during this season and feel safe and feel loved and secure. This brings a host of changes. Number one is hormonal shifts. You need more oxytocin, which increases your ability to sleep deeply at night. Also increases your chance of surviving during the winter months if you're all working together to help protect against problems. It also helps you to feel loved and safe. And we need that. It increases your immune system response so that if you get sick, you heal faster or you can push away sickness. And quite frankly, we humans and we mammals, we feel so much better when we can snuggle up with somebody and just feel safe in our little burrow during the winter time. Even if you're in a tropical rainforest, you still are going to feel this desire and this increasement, okay, in your relationship patterns. Now, you are also going to flood with serotonin during this time. You're going to flood with a lot of serotonin during the winter months. And when we don't get these bonding hormones, the oxytocin hormone and the neurotransmitter serotonin, then we start to get really depressed. We get isolated. We feel lonely. We don't do well during the winter months when we are not bonded together with other mammals, whether that's dogs and cats and bears and tigers and etc., or really other humans who can talk with us. This is why our ancestors actually set a lot of gathering holidays during the winter months so that we could increase our oxytocin and serotonin, provided that we wanted to see the family and friends that we were going to see during those events. And we also have a lot of things that increase our serotonin and dopamine, like food, sugar, a lot of sugar during these months. People tend to pack on an additional 10 to 15 pounds from those holidays. And this drives you with the comfort foods of the serotonin to feel more secure. Winter is hard, you guys. Winter is a hard season. Even if you live in an area where your grocery store sells food year round and you can get strawberries in January, it is still biologically designed to feel like a hard time. And you're going to respond appropriately as if you were feeling threatened and heading into a difficult season. Your brain is going to act like a squirrel gathering acorns. Just be aware of this, okay? There's an evolutionary need designed into all of us, whether you believe in pure evolution or intelligent design, to seek safety and companionship during these winter months for survival. And it feels good to have that partner, doesn't it? Now, the problem comes when these biological impulses, which are very real, lead us to make choices in the short term that are based on temporary feelings rather than lasting compatibility. Divorce season, the biggest month of the year primarily for divorce, is August. Now, cuffing season begins in September and October, where people leap into next relationships pretty quick as a rebound because they don't want to feel alone during the winter months. Other people broke up during the winter time or the summer or spent all summer single and get into a relationship in September, October, November, anybody, anywhere, any port in a storm, and they just don't want to be alone. And you get more and more terrified of being alone as the fall and autumn goes on toward winter time. By the time you get to winter, you want to be snuggled up with your other bunny in your burrow and feel nice and safe and cozy. You don't want to be alone during the winter months. This is where depression hits, okay? So you might not make the best choices. You might settle. You might settle for somebody, or you might not even compatibility test at all. It might just be jumping into a relationship based on feelings so that you don't feel alone. And that's the risk of cuffing season. You could end up with someone great, but you don't compatibility test, and because you go too fast and screw it up, you ruin a good thing. This is just as much a problem as picking the wrong partner who is catastrophically bad for you. Now, during this time, you definitely need to recognize your own attachment patterns, okay? Anxiously attached people are just desperate to be loved, and they just don't want to be alone during these months. So they're looking for somebody to love bomb the ever-loving crap out of them. Please, please, please lie to me is basically the cry of the anxious person during cuffing season. Tell me anything and I will believe it, and just so I don't feel alone. Anything, anywhere at all. Disorganized people often likely to have the same response. Just anything, any port in a storm. I don't even care. I don't even care if you're not my type. I don't even care if I can't even stand looking at you. Let's just please form something so that my anxiety can go away. Avoidant people usually will dip in carefully into a relationship, but remember that novelty dopamine is high for the first 5 months, which will carry you through the winter months into spring when you'll have a catastrophic breakup if the relationship is bad. Okay. This is the pattern for avoidant people: is they ease in, they love bomb, they give the other person really good, amazing feelings in the fall. They settle in and say, okay, I'm going to be watching you for the next 5 months, and hopefully it doesn't go catastrophically bad. And they don't get in thinking it's going to go bad or expecting to manipulate anyone. Unless they're manipulative avoidant, then they will. They jump in saying, well, let's see where this goes. Let's just kind of see where it goes. They feel pulled into the relationship more than they're comfortable with, but they go with it because you're a mammal and you will respond to it that way pretty typically. Okay. The anxious people, recap, rush in seeking security. The disorganized people dive in and handcuff themselves to you. This is like they put the cuffing in cuffing season. They have handcuffs for both of you, by the way, pretty much. And avoidant people, they might struggle with that seasonal urge, feel conflicted. Securely attached people feel the pull as well, though, to be honest with you. They're more likely to pursue more balanced relationships. They may not feel the fear or urgency. They're likely to be a little bit more in control, a little more regulated. They'll still feel the pull, but they'll have talks about it. They'll ask questions. They still compatibility test, maybe at a different rate than they normally would, but they're still checking. And they'd rather be alone, or they might date a little slower through the season. And so you don't move in together after a month. Some people do during cuffing season. I'm not even lying to you. A lot of couples move fast into cohabitation during the season, but not secure people. So what I want you to do right now is reflect on your own attachment patterns from the past. Let's say the last 5 years. How have you acted during the fall and winter months during the last 5 years? Are you diving in headfirst saying any port in a storm? Are you leaping in saying, please, please, please lie to me, I just don't want to feel alone? Are you jumping in feeling very conflicted and feeling like, okay, well, let's see how this goes for the next 5 months? Or are you easing in, asking compatibility questions and still poking and prodding and checking to see if your relationship is fixable and workable? Now, you're here on the Attachment Specialist channel. I'm not going to show you how to have a winter fling. That is not what I do. I don't want you to go through a process of 50 winter flings back to back, and then you're 50 years old and go, what do I do? Right? I want you to have a great relationship cycle so that you can actually build a loving, intimate connection, hopefully for the rest of your life, if that's what you're looking for. If not, fine. Have your winter Tinder account and you set it up every year. But if you want to build an intimate, long-lasting, connected relationship, first of all, you need to be more intentional. Use this time, this cuffing season, to identify some genuine compatibility rather than just settling for that temporary warmth. Okay? Talk about things like shared values. Practice open communication. Build a slow burn connection. Please don't cohabitate in the first month. Instead of rushing in without building trust and intimacy. Use this cuffing season where you feel pulled into a relationship to say, hey, I really feel pulled into this relationship with you and I like you, but I want to make sure we're doing it right. So let's make sure as a couple that we are having the hard discussions. There's a lot of games out there that you can play, card games, that actually have questions. There's get to know you question card games. There's a lot of these available online. Some relationship experts have built these. I haven't offered them yet, but maybe in the future I will. There's a lot of get to know you question games that I very much recommend you spend some time together playing during this season. Ask each other a lot more questions. Cuffing season should lead to all kinds of goal alignment, overcoming your seasonal impulses with those goals, building healthier relationships. In short, don't just cuff, okay? Don't just cuff, commit wisely. Talk about some of your long-term goals. Spend those winter months, snuggle up with a blanket, and then don't just say, well, I don't want to rock the boat. No. Hey, tell me your long-term goals. What are you working on in your life? What are you wanting to build? right? The need to be in a relationship with someone definitely increases during cuffing season. But if you want to experience true connection that lasts, you need to discuss your long-term goals. Make sure that they align. Make sure that it's something you can work on together. Remember that vasopressin bonding is one of the biggest predictors of longevity of a relationship. And to have vasopressin bonding, you need to have goals that you can work on together as a couple. So start compatibility testing for that. Ask how the other person feels about marriage, and about children, and about relationships, and about romance, and about religion and politics. Go there. Ask the questions, but do so from a curious perspective. A lot of people during cuffing season jump in, get big feelings, and then curiosity feels dangerous because it's going to rock the boat and ruin your connection. And now you're going to be abandoned and alone in the middle of the winter. And this feels threatening. So people don't do it until in the springtime, love is gone, and now they get their heart broken. You might have been able to fix it by having some honest, curious conversations. So build that during these cuffing months. Now, here's how to avoid the cuffing trap, how not to get dumped in the springtime, okay, and get blindsided and heartbroken. Many cuffing relationships, yes, they don't last past winter. That's why there's a massive spring itch and a gigantic breakup season, okay? The temporary bonds, they lack deeper compatibility, and you realize that after the novelty dopamine dies at 5 to 7 months, pretty quickly. Okay, and this is where people show their real face. But honestly, this is where both of you actually get real and relatable with each other and have real conversations. Signs of shallow cuffing include things like recognizing if you and your partner are just in it for that short-term comfort. Why are you in this relationship? What are you looking for long-term in a relationship? What are your thoughts on marriage? What are your thoughts on children? How many children would you like to have? When would you like to have them? What are you building in your life? What are you excited for in the second half of life? What kind of legacy are you crafting? Who do you want to be with long term? What qualities would they need to really build a sustainable relationship? What do you think that you offer in relationships? And not as a challenge, not like, what do you bring to the table? What do you think you offer in relationships as your best value? And why? Why do you think that's important? What are you wanting to do together with a partner across the span of your lifetime? Even things like, what's your favorite position in bed? All of these are conversations you should be having, and have them well and have them thoroughly. Maybe have them 2 or 3 times. With the right partner, these things should not break you up, and they shouldn't be, oh, this again, we have to talk about the relationship. It should be exciting. I've been married for 16 years, and I'm going to tell you, every Sunday I try to take my wife out on a wonderful date. We put the kids with grandma, we go out for a couple hours, and we are excited to have these conversations. Hey, what are we both building right now? What's our progress toward those things? What's something you learned this week in a podcast or a video or a book if you had some time around the 5 kids? What did you learn that was exciting? What are you looking forward to in the next month? What do you need this week? And how can I help you as your partner? What are you excited for over the next 10 years of our life? And how can we make some progress there together as a couple? How are you feeling in our relationship? How's the intimacy doing from your side? We have these conversations and we're excited to have them. It's great to be able to get out away from the kids and have these talks as a couple. We don't go into it going, oh, okay, let's get the relationship stuff out of the way so that we can ignore each other and eat our meal and play on our phones. No, it should be like, it's exciting. It's exciting to be in a good, healthy couple where you love each other and where you're compatible. Have these conversations. And if the other person doesn't want to, that right there might be a pretty good sign that this person doesn't know how to be in healthy relationships and maybe doesn't want to be. Maybe they're in it for that short-term comfort. I'm going to say this. Red flags are your best friend. You should be talking about red flags, settling on them and having conversations around them and seeing if they turn into green flags or into black flags, okay? You see a red flag or a yellow flag, ask about it, talk about it. Most people jump into cuffing season and they jump into the physical really fast, and then your brain stops you from rocking the boat and losing that physical and emotional intimacy by addressing red flags. So then you don't, and then it turns into a black flag, or you just worry, and it ruins everything, even if it was a green flag and you misinterpreted it. Stop and ask. Hey, you said this, or I saw this, or I noticed this, or we did this. Tell me about that. What's going on? Right? What's going on there? Talk to me. If they're willing to talk to you about it and resolve it, amazing. That means you might have a lot more than just a cuffing season fling on your hands. And the last piece here that I want to talk about is checking in with yourself. Check in regularly to see if this relationship aligns with your long-term goals. Most people don't check in and say, does this relationship really meet my goals and values? A lot of women in particular who come to me for coaching or for the attachment repair program, they are in relationships that are 100% opposed to their goals and their own values. And I say, why are you in this relationship? Well, I really love him. Sounds like cuffing season. Actually, sounds like year-long desperate cuffing season is what that sounds like. And that's a whole other issue. But cuffing season alone can unfortunately make you very foolish because we mammals, we're designed to stick it out through the winter time and break up in the spring when it's sunnier and there's more opportunities. So be honest with yourself about this relationship. Check in, have conversations. The best thing you can humanly do. Cuffing season will either leave you heartbroken or bring you closer to lasting love. And it all depends how intentional you are and how many guts you have to ask those questions. For those who are ready to deepen their understanding of attachment in particular and build lasting relationships beyond seasonal urges, and if you have a difficult time leaping into relationships and then compatibility testing, if this is a problem that you've had, check out the Attachment Repair Program. It's designed to help you break down your barriers, heal attachment wounds, and build a foundation that lasts long after the winter chill. In fact, you can build a relationship that lasts for the rest of your life. So that, like my wife and I, you can go out on Sundays and have an incredible conversation about your exciting future together as a couple. Guys, I would love to hear from you. Cuffing season. What has been your experience in the past? Share some of those experiences below in the comments. Do you find yourself cycling during the winter months? Have you broken that cycle? Or a lot of you might be painfully single during these winter months and it gets harder than ever. No matter how hard things are, I would love to hear from you down in the comments. Please share. And if you have questions or need some help, let me know in the comment section as well. Or you can email me directly, support@adamlanesmith.com. Me and my team are here to assist.